This is going to be my second or third attempt at doing this video. The other ones, the message didn't come out as clear as I want it to be, so hopefully this time it will. The title of this video is Love, Sex, and the Older Woman. So you can see why it's a tricky one. But first off, I just want to say thank you to all the younger men that get it. They get the beauty and the sexiness and the appeal of older women. And thank you, Father. He's not here anymore, but one of the things that he always said that really has helped me through life is he'd say that, and he was a great appreciator of women. He always said that a woman comes into her beauty the older she gets. He got it. He got that well, even for him, it was just like the physical beauty. He felt like women really even physically came in their beauty as they matured, but their wisdom and all the other depths of things. Anyway, so what started the idea of doing this video is first for a dear friend of mine who is a great appreciator of older women. This is for you. You know who you are. The other one is I was looking at a video on Facebook the other day, and it's this beautiful woman in her 50s, salt and pepper dark hair, very well educated and very well spoken. And she's also working, generally in the range that I am as far as helping women age. And so she started this video out and she says, the problem with women is that they're in fear as they get older. Okay, I agree with that. She says the fear is because you feel that you're no longer effable, that men no longer want to F you. And I was like, oh my God, it really pushed my button. And typically, that when my button gets pushed, I like to really deep dive in. Now, why was that pushing my button? And as I meditated on it, I realized, she specifically said she was speaking to women in their 40s and 50s. And I'm a woman in my 60s, and I've gone through that phase. And when I look back at that phase of coming into menopause with all these great changes, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't have articulated that way for myself, but a lot of fears came up because of the changes going on within me and the changes going on with my peers, with men my age. And, it's like the old paradigm that used to work out was no longer working. But I do have to say that through part of that time, I did date a very much younger man, 11 years younger. I had all kinds, it was like mostly younger men attracted to me. It's kind of a strange thing, but anyways, we'll go on, we can talk about that later. But the point is that things were really shifting. And what's shifting? Because let me start by saying that when I hear the words that, when I heard her speaking saying that women are afraid because they don't feel like they're effable anymore and men no longer want to F them, what I say to that is yes, exactly right, but it's nothing to be afraid of. It's something to celebrate. You're coming in a new phase when it's not about effing anymore. It's not about that raw hormonal drive for procreation. Even if I never wanted kids, but that didn't mean I didn't have a strong hormonal drive and I'd like to have sex, so it's not about that. I think we all are aware enough that we're not falling into that religious trap anymore. But there are some other traps that I feel that have been set for us, and there's some layers to it, but I want to go into the deep layer. And this is my idea with it. So just bear with me. You may agree or not, but let's look at this. That it has been proven that our genetics have been messed with. Scientists look at it and they go, oh, there's places that have been cut, there's things missing, things have been, spliced together, there's stuff turned off genetically, and there's some things left on. What is that all about? To me, that it says that how we're experiencing life right now as humanity has been cold, to use a kind of a interesting word, but it really has been cold for us to behave a certain way. So I wonder about those things that have been turned off. I feel like we've been what's been allowed to stay on has been our animal drives. Our animal drive function is survival, sex, having the species continue on, and also just work and safety and environment. And you look at how easily humanity's being manipulated on all those fronts. It's like, yeah, we want a home, we want comfortable things, I want to have sex, I need food and all that, all the basic things of life. And so we can get plugged right into the whole, commerce cycle, the whole capitalist cycle, the whole cycle of manipulation, on all kinds of different levels, but also maybe on the physiological level. Maybe it has to do with our sex drives. Maybe what's been cut out is the higher aspects of sexuality. When I talked to Jason about wondering whether the moon really is our friend, ladies, that we've been bound to this cycle and bleeding and the hormonal fluctuations, and we have to go through that to have children. Well, I'm not really sure. And if we're like these creator beings with incredible potential, why couldn't I have a child when I'm ready to have a child? When me and my partner say, let's have a child. Why do I have to have that cycle? I'm just throwing out ideas here. Anyways, but I feel like with that situation with the moon, I also feel like our sexuality, there's something that that really drags us around, really leads us around. When you look at young people and the whole burgeoning sex drive, it dominates, and it dominates some people through their whole lives. For me, it's nothing sadder than seeing like an older man or an older woman that is still in that and is still trying to. And then you get like the cougars, you get men and all their, gold chains and fancy cars and whatnot, and success and everything. And then what do they want? Because they're in their mindset, they want a younger woman. She gets a little bit older, get another younger woman. They're in a certain paradigm. Nothing right or wrong with it. That's where they are. And I really feel like they're still in that phase of just the raw physical aspect of stuff. And women too, that can't let that go. More and more plastic surgeries and enhancements so I can feel sexy and good about myself because I'm defining myself by my physical appearance. And that's the problem. I shouldn't say the problem. It is where women feel like there's a problem as you're going through that change. All of a sudden, no, you're not affable in the same way you were, but why would you want to be? For me, as I've matured, I want other things out of a relationship. It wasn't just, older age. It's been a lot in my life, but I want other things. I want like a partner. I want a friendship. I want someone I can talk with and commune with and grow with and all these other levels. To me, as I've gotten older, that's what's sexy. It's not the old innie outie thing. The novelty of that is long gone, worn off. Not to say I don't like it, but the novelty of it and just the drive or it's driving me has gone. In its place is, oh my gosh, is what turns me on is a very different thing than when I was younger. It's the person that I'm with. It's the deep emotional, spiritual connection. It's all kinds of other factors in it. So my answer to like the women in your 40s and 50s is you're feeling this like fear, like, oh my gosh, who am I anymore? How I define myself as a sexual being, sexually attractive, in this dance of this sex dance with, whatever you're attracted to, opposite, not the opposite sex, however that looks, that does change, and rightfully so. So if you're feeling, oh my God, I'm so afraid that I'm not effable anymore, well, good. Do you want to be effed like that? Do you want to still do that old dance? Do you want to get caught up in that loop that you'll never win because you're aging and you're going down a road, not downhill, you're going down a road you can't change. We can't change that right now. Maybe someday we can live like a super, super, super long time and die when we want, but right now we're not there as a species. Maybe a few select have reached that place, but majority no. It's probably not going to be in our lifetime. So we are going to get older. Skin is going to sag. We are going to have wrinkles and gray hair and all those things. Things do change. You can slow it down if you want with some surgeries. Great, do it if you feel better. I I don't care what you do like that. But the sad thing is when people do it more and more, and even men too, and pretty soon they start looking artificial. They start wearing there's a mask. Their body does not look right. It's too pumped up with different things, and it's sad. When you look at that, it's just a sad statement about where that person is, of not accepting the reality of aging. So ladies, that is going to happen, and men, it's going to happen. Roll with the changes that are going to be coming. And let me tell you, those changes are incredible. I am no less sexy or attractive to the opposite sex than I was when I was younger. It's just different, and who I attract is different for different reasons, and that's great, and that's perfect, and that's natural. And maybe you're not attracted, maybe you're done with that part of life, and I just want to be by myself. I don't want to take care of anybody. I don't want to take care of a spouse. Kids, poof, are gone. Cool, do that, but just take the fear out of it, the fear out of this aging process, and allow the upgrade to happen. Because what I'm saying is like an upgrade, the old, because no matter what our genetics are, a lot of cutting edge doctors will tell you that you can turn back on different genetics. We can turn these things back on, the fullness of what it is to be a human. And what I feel is like the fullness of our sexuality, that can be found. You can find it through all kinds of there's different practices, tantric things, I don't know, that's the one that comes to mind. I'm sure there's lots of other things available out there that you can deepen that, or you can just allow it to deepen naturally, its natural process, because it will do that. So ladies, if you're afraid you're not going to be attracting those, the men that are still attracted to that, no, you are not going to, because those men are going to find younger women. That's the dance, that's the game they want to play. Good, go ahead, do it. There's plenty of young women that want an older man that's successful, has money, is going to take care of them, and they'll use them for that, and the man will use them for that, and it's their agreed on relationship. Good on them. Is that what you want? If that's what you want, good luck with that, because you're getting older. So let's shift. I invite you to just kind of relax and shift into a new way of being. So the title of this was Sex, Love, and the Younger Man, or the Older Woman. I should have said the older woman and the younger men, because there are men out there, and throughout my life, I've witnessed this. There are men that are just drawn to older women, and maybe they know why, maybe they don't know why, but they are drawn to older women and they love them. Well, I want to tell you, part of that little secret is because older women, we have a different way of being, like the parts of our personality, of our spirit, of all the aspects of being have come together and woven together in a really powerful way. And for men that recognize the sexiness about that, and they recognize that earlier on, good for you. Older women are a national treasure. It's time that we get treasured for what we can bring to the table of, our families, relationships, our communities, and to the world at whole. Taking women out of the picture, and especially the crone, the ugly old hag. Hello, taking her out of the picture. Well, we have the world we have today, right? That's exactly why it looks the way it does. Let's bring women back in, especially let's bring mature, balanced women back in to the equation. And ladies, this is my call to you to join the Rebel Crone. Men, to celebrate the Rebel Crone. And we celebrate you too, men, as you're aging. It's another journey. It's a different journey, but it's a vital journey for you to do as well, is to start knitting back the pieces of your beingness, so that you can too become a whole person. You too can have your emotional self intact. Your heart can be open. It makes you no less weak. In fact, it makes you so much stronger than this pretend toxic, Marlboro man masculinity thing, which really isn't strength. Strength comes with the heart connection. Women, it comes with our heart and bringing our minds into play. This beautiful balance. So let's rewrite the script. Let's break those old patterns. There's really nothing to be afraid of it. There's nothing to be afraid about getting older. These are things that everything that you're feeling any fears, there is a rainbow right there ready to just like embrace you and bring you over that bridge to the other side, which is a whole other way of being that's beautiful and fulfilling and has all kinds of exciting, crazy, sexy, wonderful things about it. So anyway, I think I did it this time. I think I got the message out in a way that works. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe if you want to hear more from the Rebel Crone, and make sure you hit your notification button. And thank you all for listening to me again. I just wish you the very best in all your journeys, and to be conscious of your choices. And if you don't like the choices you've been making, then make new ones. With that, peace in as always.